Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Verde Valley Experience. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host, Jennifer Cohen. Spring is my favorite time, at least one of my favorite times here in the Verde Valley, with the trees leafing out and the birds are everywhere and singing and the flowers are beginning to pop up, and of course the weather, wow. And speaking of popping up, you know, now that we're heading into spring, all the festivals and events that are going to be happening, popping up everywhere. We're going to be full tilt boogie here real soon. The Tilted Earth Music Festival is coming up in June, and in honor of the third annual event, the Old Town Center for the Arts is holding the Spring Tilted Earth Primer Concert Series. This is to get you all riled up and ready for that event, and it's a really great idea. Packed with all sorts of incredible performers, you won't want to miss any of the shows that are lined up at this wonderful Old Town venue. That is the Old Town Center for the Arts. William Eaton, the co-director of the Old Town Center for the Arts, was with us today to share some of the amazing highlights of this event. So some really good stuff going to happen there. Then we'll have Judy Smith, the Regional Senior Philanthropic Advisor for AZ Foundation. She'll be in the studio with us to discuss the Arizona Community Foundation of Sedona and Arizona Gives Day. Arizona Gives Day is a single statewide day of giving that has raised over $4.5 million for Arizona nonprofits since 2013. So a lot of money in a short period of time. Donating on April 5th is definitely the most impactful way you can support Arizona Gives Day, but there are many other ways to show your support of our local nonprofit organizations, and Judy will be here to fill us in on all those details. Keep Sedona Beautiful is going to be presenting its 37th annual Native Plant Workshop, Saturday, April 2nd from 8:30 until 2 p.m. at West Sedona School in West Sedona. With 2 keynote speakers and a list of 6 workshops to choose from, as well as breakfast, you won't want to miss this event, which is bringing very valuable local knowledge to the public. Georgia Munsell and Susan Morell from the board of Keep Sedona Beautiful will be in our studio later on to give us all the necessary info about their native plant workshop that's coming up. Emily Favor, a senior dental student from NAU, will be up next to talk about NAU's low-cost kids dental clinic. It's called the Kitty Clinic. Understanding the importance of good oral health and teaching how to prevent cavities, application of fluoride, these are all important and necessary skills to keeping our teeth healthy. But what happens if your child needs more? Emily is going to explain how NAU Dental is making a real difference in low-income families' children's oral health. Very good stuff happening there, and she's so excited to share the information with us. So then we'll go on location into the wilds of the Arizona desert and meet with Yavapai County Search and Rescue Team member Rose Ortiz, and we'll be putting the search dog unit to the test. You'll finally get to see how these amazing dogs go out with their handlers and find those who are lost or in need of help. This was a lot of fun, so I know you're going to enjoy this. And then we'll finish out our show today with the return of 4-time Grammy-nominated musician William Eaton. In 1976, William was one of the very first modern harp guitar luthiers. His creative designs must have been unimaginably unique at that time, because they still are today. As a musician and instrument builder, William has brought new dimensions to the artistry of stringed instruments by combining his imagination, his instrument building, composition, and his masterful technique. It is truly an honor to have him in the studio. We are so fortunate to watch him perform live today, so stick around so you can see it too. He's going to be wearing 2 hats today, because as I turn, we are now speaking with William Eaton, the co-director of the Old Town Center for the Arts. Thank you for being here.
I should have brought another hat.
Another hat, truly. We've had that happen.
It's an honor and pleasure to be here, Jennifer.
Oh,
thank you.
Oh, it's all ours for sure. And what a wonderful, wonderful venue you have at the Old Town Center for the Arts. Really amazing job.
You know, 8 seasons, that's hard for me to imagine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seems like we started yesterday, but we're really excited about the spring concert series. It's really shaped up really well.
So tell us about this. It's got a wonderfully long title, the Spring Tilted Earth Primer Concert Series. I love it.
If you say that in one breath, I think you get free tickets to all the events.
Oh, goody.
Something like
I could definitely do that.
Yeah, it's a great lineup. And of course, we collaborating with Eric Glomsky with Page Spring Cellars and Hezekiah Allen with the City of Cottonwood Parks and Rec Department. They've done a great job of organizing the festival coming up in June, and we thought, you know, let's get the locals aware of this world-class festival that's right here in Riverfront Park and Cottonwood. And the acts they have lined up: Taj Mahal, Anderson East. They have, all the music is going to be great. Mm-hmm. So we thought, let's these concerts coming up at Old Town Center for the Arts will be dedicated to getting people in the mood, primed, the primer concerts, for the event in June. So starting with Saturday, March 19th, we have the New West Guitar Group. They're a trio from Los Angeles and New York. They tour all over the world, so we're just really lucky to have them come into Old Town Center. And they'll be doing concert on that Saturday, and there'll be wine tastings with all these concerts. That's a tie-in. So you're going to get it. You're going to get a literal taste of what's coming up for the Tilled Earth Festival. On Saturday, March 19th, we'll have Oak Creek Brewery, or I'm sorry, Oak Creek Vineyards and Winery. The next concert coming up will be on March 31st, which is a Thursday night. We don't normally have concerts during the week, but this one is with Susie Boggess. Now, some people know her. I won't say she's a household name, but she is a Nashville star.
Yeah.
And she has, I think, 5 or 6 #1 hits. She's a Country Music Award winner. She's a Grammy winner. So we're so fortunate to have her come to our little theater in Old Town Center. She has some major concerts in the Phoenix area and Tucson, so we just got lucky.
Wow.
Sad to say it's sold out.
Oh, already.
So after all that, and Page Spring Cellars will be pouring wine for that evening.
Good pairing there.
And I guess the only thing to mention to viewers is our concerts, 5 of the last 6 have sold out, which is great. And what we encourage the patrons is, well, get online early, get your tickets, because we've been having some great events. The next event after Susie is on April 9th, our 6th annual Old Town Blues Fest.
Oh boy.
And that's been a real popular one. And this year we're changing the format a little bit. Instead of all day, it's 6:30 to 9:30. We have 3 groups performing, the Mojo Rats. I love these names.
That's great.
Smokestack Lightning.
Nice.
And the Dirty Verde Blues Band.
Wow.
So the Dirty Verde Blues Band is, as you might think, we've looked around Cottonwood in the Verde Valley to find these musicians, and Joe Neary is heading up that band.
Joe Neary, very good.
So that'll be a fun concert. And for that one, that'll be the only concert in this series that we won't be pouring wine. We'll have beer. This will be
nice.
Which is great for Blues Fest. I think it goes well. And that brewery, THAT, all capital letters, that brewery, will bring some of their beer for that event, so that'll be fun. It's on April 9th. The next one after that is a concert that I get to be involved in. April 16th will be the Electric Harp Guitar Group, and that is a trio with playing 3 instruments that I designed. They're electric harp guitars, 3 of them, and Anthony Mazzella plays one of them, Fitzhugh Jenkins, and myself. Anthony is a real popular, well-known musician, and so is Fitz in this area. And both of them, when they come and do shows as a solo, they sell out. So it's fun for me to get to sit in with them.
Yeah.
And so that'll be April 16th, and we have the wine group for that is, oh my goodness, I have to think for a second.
I've got to say, I'm so impressed. You have no paperwork. He has no notes, and he's remembered names and dates and the wineries. I'm so impressed.
Pillsbury Wine Company.
Oh.
I should remember because Sam has been there. Sam Pillsbury, the founder, has been and poured wine at our events before. So that will be the wine tasting for April 16th. Wow. It's a Saturday. People can finish up their taxes on the 15th. Come and celebrate.
Yes, sir.
And then the next event is April 30th, which is a Saturday. And that's a group called Trialogue. They're a trio with Sherry Finzer, who is a fantastic flute player, award winner for the albums she does, and she's been in a number of groups. And this is a new group, and they're having a CD party at Old Town Center for the Arts. They tour all over the country. And Darren Mahoney plays guitar in this group, and Will Clipman, a good friend of mine, is playing percussion.
All right.
So that's on April 30th, and we have Alcantara Vineyards and Winery for that wine tasting for that evening.
Nice.
2 more concerts, Sonoran Dogs, bluegrass concert from Tucson. People may know Peter McLaughlin. He toured with Laurie Lewis, one of the great bluegrass players. and his band from Tucson is coming up. We have yet to announce the wine tasting group for that. Okay. Arizona Stronghold is our backup. They poured wine for us last week, and they will be on hand if another group doesn't step in.
Not a bad backup.
Yeah. And the last group is the last concert of this series is the Bob Dylan birthday concert.
Right.
11th annual.
Big bash, huge success every year.
Well, it sells out every year, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
People get their tickets early for that because who do you know that's not a Bob Dylan fan?
Oh, I do, honestly. It's amazing. Yes, that I hear about that for months afterwards as well for the people who went there. So if you haven't managed to catch all these dates and memorize them as easily as William has, you can go to oldtowncenter.org. The whole list is right there, right in front of you. Of course, drive down Main Street, Old Town. You'll see it on the billboard there on the marquee, right there at the Old Town Center for the Arts. So check it out, oldtowncenter.org. Mr. William Eaton, thank you so much for coming and sharing all that information with us.
Fire Mountain Wines for the Bob Dylan show.
Excellent.
I have to throw that in.
Excellent.
So.
Good. You've got good taste. I like that.
Well, thank you. I do.
That's awesome. And he won't be going anywhere, so stick around. You'll get to see William perform here shortly, so don't go away because we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We are now here with Judy Smith, who is the Regional Senior Philanthropic Advisor for the Arizona Foundation. Thank you for being here today.
My pleasure.
What an interesting job you must have.
Oh, it's a terrific job. Yeah. You know, we get to work with nonprofits in the community. We get to work with individual philanthropists. We help students get scholarships. It's just lots of fun.
Super rewarding, I bet.
Extremely.
Yeah, and then, you know, spending other people's money, nothing's wrong with that.
Absolutely, especially when they're spending it for all the good causes that we have in the Verde Valley.
And we have so many.
Oh, do we ever.
Yeah, it's truly amazing. Now, tell us, what is Arizona Gives Day?
Well, Arizona Gives Day is in its 4th year here in Arizona. It's a time when everybody who is maybe even thinking about looking at a nonprofit that they might help, whether it's an environmental nonprofit or educational, arts, health, whatever, they can go on to the Arizona Gives Day website, look either by county, or they could type in Sedona or Cottonwood or arts or culture or whatever thing they're interested in, and they'll get a list of nonprofits that have registered to encourage people to click and give them a gift on April 5th. It's kind of an awareness day for nonprofits, sponsored by the Alliance of Arizona Nonprofits and the Arizona Grantmakers Forum. The Arizona Community Foundation is one of the sponsors, along with organizations like BASHES and Unisource even. I mean, there are a number of sponsors, but the real promoters and pushers are the Alliance for Arizona Nonprofits and Arizona Grantmakers Forum.
Very nice. So when it boils down to it, it's a way for Arizona residents to help various nonprofits just by making a simple little donation.
Absolutely.
It's an awareness day. Let's
It's an awareness. And it means so much to the nonprofits. Last year, and I don't want people to think that they have to be really wealthy to do it. We love wealth, don't get me wrong, but the average gift last year was $86.
Wow.
And more than 17,000 people made a gift last year.
Wow.
And you've seen it grow exponentially. The first year there were about 500 nonprofits and about $700,000. Then the second year it grew to over $1 million. The third year it doubled to more than $2 million.
Wow.
So the awareness increases every year, and it's wonderful for the nonprofits. It's just another little, piece of the puzzle for them.
Right. That is true. And it's all kinds of things. You can choose. There's a list that you can go to and see if you like animals, if you want to help children, if you like maybe elderly folks. There's just so much, and you could do anything you want.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Which is amazing. And the one-day idea is very interesting.
It happens kind of across the country. Some big cities do it by city, but a lot of organizations just do it by state. And because the Alliance of Arizona Nonprofit took the lead here, it's a statewide push, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, though, if they say miss Arizona Gives Day for some reason, hiking, you're in a cave or something, and they miss it, there are still other ways they can help.
Absolutely. They can look at that list anytime they want to. They can go to the nonprofit. Each nonprofit has a profile. So they can go to that nonprofit's page and learn more about them, connect directly with each nonprofit. So yes, many ways to support.
Oh, very good. Now you've brought with me a list of dates. Now tell us what we have coming up here on March 25th.
Okay, well, March 25th is an important deadline for college-bound, or not even college or career-bound seniors to apply for scholarships through the Arizona Community Foundation. There are some scholarship deadlines that come later than that, but the ones in the Verde Valley are mostly ending at the end of March. And the cool thing about our scholarship program is that we're the largest provider of scholarships in the state of Arizona, other than the universities.
Wow.
So if a kid is going to NAU, for example, there are some scholarships specifically for children going to NAU. Or if you want to be a graphic designer or a nurse or, you know, all kinds of things. So they can apply with one application, and by answering a series of questions that help sort and sift, they can be put in a pool for maybe a dozen scholarships. So March 25th, an important deadline.
That's important. You can apply online if you go to azfoundation.academicworks.com. That's how you get that taken care of. And now April 4th is the deadline for the call for ideas for the Healthy Challenge. The
Healthy Challenge is a wonderful thing that we're very excited about at the Arizona Community Foundation of Sedona. We put in $25,000, Northern Arizona Healthcare put in $25,000, and Delta Dental of Arizona put in $25,000. And we're putting out the call far and wide for any nonprofit who wants to do some kind of a health challenge to improve health in the Verde Valley with some kind of an oral health overtone, but it can promote, you know, any kind of health thing. I didn't know until we started working on this, for example, that having clean teeth can keep you from getting heart disease.
Yes.
So it's really interesting how oral health affects the whole body.
Right.
So we have this call for proposals. They can go to our website and get information, but April 4th is the deadline. Then we'll select some finalists to do a full proposal.
Great. Then info for that, azfoundation.org/give-where-you-live/Sedona.org. So either way, start out with azfoundation.org. That's going to get you wherever you need. April 5th, we have Arizona Gives Day. But April 26th, this is interesting, community conversation with the Arizona Community Foundation. What's going on there?
Well, we're thrilled to have an opportunity to talk to the community in general about who we are and what we do. We used to be called the Sedona Community Foundation. Now we're the Arizona Community Foundation of Sedona. A little bit more of a mouthful, but the good work that we do hasn't changed significantly, but we think a lot of people don't know about us. We don't want to fly under the radar. So we've invited 2 or 3 nonprofits who've found a real difference in their programs because of grants they've received from us. We've asked a scholarship student to come back and talk about what it meant to have a scholarship, and we'll have some donors there who can just talk about ways to get involved with the Arizona Community Foundation. It's not a solicitation. Leave your checkbooks at home. Come and find out who we are and some of the neat things that we do.
Wow. That is very cool and good for you to get it out there and not fly under the radar.
Absolutely.
Because you can do so much more good. That's going to be April 26th from 4 to 5:30 p.m. at the Oak Creek Country Club. Definitely sounds like something, if you want to educate yourself, you want to be there for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's so interesting, the Arizona Community Foundation of Sedona.
It's a mouthful.
It is, truly. And how long has that been in existence?
Well, the foundation itself has been around since the 90s, but the name Arizona Community Foundation of Sedona is like 2 years old.
Oh, very nice. And how long have you been involved?
A little more than a year.
Nice. Nice. Very rewarding way to spend your time.
Absolutely.
For sure. You must be incredibly busy now with all of these different dates coming up.
It's a fun time to be involved.
I bet. I bet. So check out azfoundation.org. azfoundation.org. Great website. Click on the links to all the different things you need to know. Very important. April 5th is Arizona Gives Day. Get involved with that, even if it's a couple of bucks here and there. You know, so lunch. Pack lunch one day and help a nonprofit do something good for the Verde Valley. Thank you, Judy. Really appreciate
you so much
being here. This is Judy Smith, the Regional Senior Philanthropic Advisor for the AZ Foundation. We'll be right back, so don't go away.
Just want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook.
Fire in the hole!
And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. Our next guests are Georgia Munsell, who is the Secretary of Keep Sedona Beautiful on the Board of Directors, and Susan Morell, who is the trustee on the Keep Sedona Beautiful Board of Directors as well. Da, 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 da. They're going to have the 37th Annual Native Plant Workshop, just what you've been waiting for all year. It's so important to use native plants around here.
It is.
But if you want any plants at all, you better choose native.
Well, Jen, it's because water is such a precious commodity here, and native plants use little to no water.
Right.
So that was the whole reason that the workshop was created. And also, we talk about landscaping, doing your landscaping to capture rainwater. There's an easy way to do it. I mean, there's a lot of techniques and ways to do it. But for instance, you have a plant. If you it's on a slight downhill, just put some dirt and rocks here, so when it rains, the water is going to bubble up and be captured in there, and it's not just going to run off into...
Right, to create little berms.
Yes, exactly.
Around the important plants.
Exactly.
For sure, yeah, they'll definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah. So we are excited. This is our 37th annual, and it's an all-day workshop. The doors open at 8, well, actually the program's from 8:30 to 3, but the doors open at 7:45, so you can come early and peruse. We have some vendors there, Jay's Bird Barn and Verde Valley Growers will have plants for sale, native plants for sale.
Sure, no roses, sorry.
Nope. And there'll be a slight silent auction, so people can look at some items. They're all plant related, so you can use them in your garden.
Excellent gloves and cedars and things. Yeah, the stuff every gardener needs.
Exactly.
But you guys are going to have a wealth of knowledge available. I mean, you've got your 2 keynote speakers.
That's right, Jen. 2 keynote speakers, and then we have 6 different workshops, and you can select from the 6, 2 from the 6. So you come in, there'll be the keynote speaker, and then you go to one of your workshops, then you come back for lunch, which is provided, included in the price.
Nice.
And then you go to the second workshop that you've selected, and then you hear the final keynote speaker.
Wow,
and then everything's wrapped up. Yeah,
Susan, what are some of the workshops that you could possibly do?
The workshops, one of them is wildflowers in the home landscape.
Ooh, my favorite.
Yes, you know, what should you plant there for your landscaping? There is going to be a walkabout selecting and planting native plants in demonstration. So that'll be real helpful. You know, so many people move in here, move from the area from Midwest, East Coast, and it's a totally different environment. You know, we don't have plants like we do in the Midwest. We don't water them like we do in the Midwest.
Right.
So it's great to show a demonstration of, you know, how do you plant these? You know, how do you water them? You know, how you set them up. Another one, creating landscapes that water themselves.
Very
Again,
nice.
Preserving the water in the area. And then there's a walkabout identifying native plants and their uses.
That's fun.
And then no fear of grasses, an introduction to grasses. 'Cause-
Really?
Yeah.
They're actually growing grass here.
Yeah, not more the native grasses,
Yeah,
the tall grasses.
the bushy ones. that
Yes.
are so pretty.
Yeah, yeah,
Right,
not
that
yeah,
attract things.
not the long
That's great.
grass.
Yeah, no lawns.
Yes, and then landscape for life, a new approach to sustainable home landscaping.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Really good stuff.
And I might mention that a couple of these workshops are already sold out.
I bet.
So you can get tickets at keepsedonabeautiful.org. And if you're interested, I would suggest going online and ordering your tickets as soon as possible so you
Yeah.
can get the workshop that you might want to attend.
Absolutely. Now, how about your keynote speakers? Who are they?
Well, one is Jeff Salow. He's a noted biologist and he's with NAU, and he's actually been part of we do try to vary the speakers and the subjects and everything every year, but he can talk about so many things, and he's such a good speaker that we usually invite him back every year. Yeah. And the other keynote speaker is Dina Greenwood. She's with Jay's Bird Barn, and she's so popular. She knows so much. She's going to be talking about the ecological interrelationships between insects and birds in your garden.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Super knowledgeable.
Yes.
Dina's amazing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Wow, what a great lineup.
It is.
Obviously, I mean, you've been doing it for 37 years. You should be doing it right.
Jen, I might talk about the examples of native plants that we brought in
Certainly.
today. ProBuild was generous to loan us the
Aw,
plants.
thank you.
But when you think of a native plant, you think of cactus, green,
Yeah.
green, juniper trees and whatever. But these are examples of 4 native plants that just look beautiful. This is a Blackfoot daisy.
Nice.
This is you can see this is a desert marigold.
Right. I love these. They're
The yellow.
so beautiful. And these dry so beautifully. If
Do
you're
they?
a
I didn't
flower
even know
arranger.
that. Oh.
Yes. They, quite by accident, I found out. They dry beautifully.
Okay, good. Well, they're a pretty sage leaf.
And they are pretty.
And this is the pestamon, so
that's
bright and pretty.
nice.
They come in pink and red. And this unusual plant is called a butterfly weed.
Yeah,
It hardly
this is
looks like a
really
weed.
nice.
I'd love to have it in my garden.
Yeah, I know. And it smells nice, and it's beautiful, and it looks hardy and green and lush, like something
Right.
you would see in the Pacific Northwest or something. It doesn't
Right.
look like an Arizona cactus.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's quite lovely. And not expensive, any of these. They're not like
No.
a gajillion bucks. They're not as expensive as roses. Again, I'm trouncing on roses today. I got a thing against roses today. But anyhow, and it just, the amount of water savings you're going to have. And you can still have flowers. See, that's what I like. You can
Yeah.
still have flowers.
some color in
and
your
color,
native garden.
and yet it's harmonious with everything around you. And they attract various different things.
They
too.
do. I'm sure this attracts butterflies, hence the butterfly weed.
Yeah.
But you'll get a lot more of bees and butterflies for your garden.
Definitely, yeah, and a healthier planet to boot, and saving water, and oh my gosh. So you've got to check this out because there's so much going on. You've got to go to the website. KeepSedonaBeautiful.org. You're going to see all the information that you need. This amazing annual native plant workshop is incredible. And then on the back, you've got all your sponsors. It's insane. You guys are doing a good job. That's truly amazing. Now, what are you looking forward to most, Georgia, for the workshop?
Well, I really enjoy hearing the keynote speakers because they're always very entertaining and interesting.
Right.
And then I've signed up for the wildflowers in the home landscape, so I think that'll be
That would be me.
real
That would be
interesting.
me. How about you, Susan?
You always come back with something that you didn't know.
Yeah.
Or a new flower.
Yeah.
You know, or a new native plant that you were unfamiliar with. Or are you watering incorrectly? Or there's always something you take away from it.
Right.
That's true. That's always nice.
Yes.
That, oh, yeah, you got that.
Right.
That's a gift,
Yes.
truly. So,
Yeah.
well, thank you for so much wonderful information you're going to be bestowing upon the Verde Valley area with this amazing workshop. And
Our pleasure.
Keep rolling with it. I will be sitting in this chair. It's the 63rd annual. We'll be propped up, and you'll still be going, and the Verde Valley will be prettier than ever.
That's
so
right.
thank you
And
guys
saving
for the
water.
work that
Yes.
you're doing. Absolutely, and keep Sedona beautiful. Check out keepsedonabeautiful.org. You're going to want to definitely check that out. Lots of good stuff. And don't go away, because we'll be right back.
Your seat cushion can be used to grant wishes.
Who said that? Hello?
Really can, you know.
You talking to me?
Sure am. Because the airline miles or dollars you donate to Make-A-Wish can help send thousands of kids on their wish trips. So donate to Make-A-Wish today.
You really should, you know. You really should.
And give wishes wings. Because wishes work wonders.
Welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We are now here with Emily Faber, who is a senior NAU dental student. Wow, I'm impressed. My dad's a dental surgeon, so I know what goes into that, and I am impressed.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so we're just dental hygiene, but
just dental hygiene.
great.
She says, like, oh, well, it's just, no, it's not just dental hygiene.
True. Yes.
It's amazing. And, the guest before you actually said something about, clean teeth prevents heart disease.
It does, yeah. We've found lots of different studies with heart disease, diabetes, everything. There's a lot of different systemic diseases that kind of correlate with oral disease. So it's actually kind of a whole body thing.
Right.
We say that your mouth is like the mirror to the rest of your body. So
really?
kind of cool.
It's a healthy mouth, and you're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's interesting. How about that?
Yeah.
Now tell us, you've got this low-cost kids dental clinic, the Kitty Clinic.
Yes.
This is so amazing. You have to tell us about this.
Yes. So annually we have our Kitty Clinic, which we're treating kids ages 2 to 15 for $25, which is a pretty smoking deal, especially for parents who don't have dental insurance for their kids. So basically what we do is we have really fun crafts, really fun things for them to do when they get there to kind of engage them in oral health and how to prevent disease and have kind of a fun way for doing that. We go over oral hygiene instructions, so teaching them how to brush and how to floss, how frequently to do that, usually with the parent present if they're a little younger, just so that the parent can be as involved in preventing disease as the child is. So yeah, we're doing x-rays, we're doing a dental exam, a dental cleaning, fluoride. We actually have dentists from the local community coming in to help us out on that day. So it will be Saturday, April 2nd from 8 to 3. And so you can call and make an appointment, and there's lots of students that'll be able to see them.
Oh my gosh, and I know you're all like, scrambling for a pen and getting really, really excited. Let me give you that phone number, 928-523-3500, because $25.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes, and then something else I should mention too is when the dentist does the screening, they'll check all of the child's permanent dentition, so their permanent molars, and see if they need sealants, which is a preventative way for us to prevent cavities. It's kind of like, we say it's kind of like a nail polish that goes over the fissures of the top of the tooth and fills it in a little bit so that they can't get bacteria deep down in. So the sealants will be $5 per tooth.
Wow.
So that's
Geez,
the
I
only
don't think they
extra
had
cost.
those when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I could have used those, actually. I really could have. I was
They're
good,
great.
though. I didn't have a cavity till I was 25.
That's good.
And I don't know what went wrong then, but maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
But
never know.
yeah, that is an amazing thing to bring to the community because so many low-income families, even as you say, dental health is so important. And
very,
the
very
kids,
important,
you got to start them off right, and for $25 for all of that, that's just incredible. And the date again?
The date is April 2nd, which is a Saturday, 8 to 3.
And it's going to be held
at NAU's Dental Hygiene Clinic. So on South Campus, we're in the Health Professions Building 66 on Pine Knoll Drive. So if there's also need to find that, we also have a website. So
yes, you do.
Yes.
And are you ready for this one? Get the website up there, nau.edu/CHHS/DDH/clinic/.
Yes.
It almost all doesn't fit on the screen. But yes, if you need any information, go there for sure. Now, for the kitty clinic that's coming up, they need to sign up for it. They need an appointment.
Yes, so they'll call the number on the screen, and they will talk to Courtney Blakesley, who's our administrative assistant who works in the front office, and she'll schedule an appointment with them. And then as far as I know, they can go on our website. We have patient paperwork that they can fill out. So they'll fill out a consent form, parents for their kids, and medical dental history, just so that we have a basis for we know what we're working with. So.
Sure. Now, how about age range? Is there any?
2 to 15 for kitty clinic. But if anybody wants to come to visit our clinic any other time, we have 3 days a week that we're actually in clinic. So Tuesdays we have our junior class, and they work from 8:30 to 5, I believe. I had that written down. So there's an 8:30 slot and a 1:30 slot for appointments, and those appointments are 3 hours long. And then there's Wednesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 8 p.m. So we have a 1 o'clock appointment and a 5 o'clock appointment, and that's with the senior students. So those are 2.5-hour appointments. We have a lot of checkpoints and a lot of really crazy stuff we get to go through in school to make us better hygienists. So it takes a little bit longer. But the cost for the general public for adults is $65, and then $60 for NAU alumni, students, faculty, and then anybody over the age of 65, so seniors, and then $45 for kids. So if you couldn't make it to kitty clinic, you can schedule on another one of those days with us. And it'd be $45 for kids under the age of 13.
Right. And we're talking about x-rays and cleanings and
X-rays,
exams.
cleanings, exams, anesthesia if you need it, fluoride, desensitizing agents. We offer a really wide range of things. So.
I bet. Do you specialize in anything?
Not necessarily. We all kind of get a taste of everything with whatever patient we have in our chair.
Just taste. We're talking about all. Sorry.
Yeah, so we have kind of a wide range depending on whoever's in our chair. So we see kids, we see the elderly, we see adults, we see a lot of students on campus, which is kind of a really fun thing. And our program is really public health based. So we actually are out at the Yavapai Clinic in Camp Verde. Sometimes we go to Winslow's Healthcare Center, and we're out at the Hopi Reservation 3 days a week, and then North Country we do. So we're all kind of rotating through our clinic and then external rotations in the community.
Wow, you're busy.
Yes, busy is definitely it, busy.
But what an amazing service you're providing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, dental work's expensive. Have you seen these teeth? Yeah, dental work's expensive. Thank you. My dad's a dentist, did I tell you that? You know, of course, he has no idea how I got such nice teeth, but he wasn't my dentist. I think that was the problem.
That's funny.
But just great field to be in.
Yes.
Just a great field, and
Really
it's a
great.
wonderful way to help mankind, for sure, with their teeth. And the services that you're providing through the school, the low cost dental services is amazing.
Which is so nice for those who don't have dental insurance. The only thing we can't offer them is fillings, extractions, whatever else they need that would that would include restorative work. So we don't offer that at our school, but we do have referrals. So we'll refer you to whoever you need to, and for kitty clinic we'll have referrals too. So if the kids need extensive dental work outside of what we can provide for them, the parents will get a referral for that too. So
excellent.
Yeah.
And for more information, you can just give them a call. It's really easy. 928-523-3500. Probably your best bet. Just go right there. They're going to direct you into whomever. Courtney, did you say?
Yes.
Courtney's going to tell you everything you need to know. And the kitty clinic is coming up
April 2nd. From 8 to 3.
April 2nd,
Saturday.
from 8 to 3, up in Flagstaff. That's really great.
Yeah.
It's amazing, Emily. And you're just about done.
I am, yes. I graduate in May. Super excited.
Congratulations.
What happens after that? I don't know, but we'll find out.
But that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And congratulations. What made you want to go into dentistry?
You know, before, I think the idea of working in someone's mouth was never really entirely appealing to me, but I had the opportunity when I was about 15 to help out in a dental office in my town, and kind of got to help in the back office and see what it was like to sterilize instruments. I was their sterile tech for a little while and assist a little bit with what the hygienist was doing, what the dentist was doing, and when I had more of a hands-on chair side feel, I was like, you know, this is actually kind of neat. I kind of enjoy this, and I'm conveniently from Flagstaff, and we have a dental hygiene program. So I thought, well, why not?
That's perfect.
So, yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you
for being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Okay. As I said, you can give them a call, 928-523-3500. And we'll be right back with William Eaton, so don't go away.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
And welcome back to the Verde Valley Experience. We are now out here in the wilds of Cottonwood with Rose Ortiz, who is a volunteer for the Yavapai County Sheriff's Department's Search and Rescue Team, the Search Dog Unit. We're going to be doing some search dog training today.
Yes, yes we are. We have 3 dogs with us today. We have Hogan, Carrie, and Leela. All have very distinct alerts, and so you'll get to see them all work. And but they all have one thing in common: they're great search dogs.
For sure. Now, what is it about these dogs that makes them so good at finding people? Do they do it by sight? Do they do it by scent?
They do it strictly by scent. They're air scent dogs. So they put their nose in the air and they just will find that human subject out there in the wild. And they all have very good training, thousands of hours worth of training to become certified. And they all have a very distinct way of working, but you'll see they all have the common goal. They all are very good at what they do, and they'll just find that subject and come back and let their trainer know that they found them.
So that's very interesting. So you let the dog go with the scent and they take off. They find the person, then they come back and say, "Hey Mom, I found him."
They find the scent in the air, and as soon as they find that scent, you'll see a very distinct change in behavior, and they will just take off and find that subject. They'll return to the handler. They'll let them know they found that person, and then they'll take the handler back to that person, and then they get a reward for doing that.
That's a very well-disciplined dog.
Yes, it is.
A lot of training goes into that, I'm sure.
Very much, very much. Hundreds of hours to get a dog certified.
And the amazing thing here is you guys are volunteers. You do all this because you love it, because you love your dogs and you love what you're doing.
It's so much fun. It's also very relaxing to work with these dogs. Every day they show us how skilled they are and how amazing they are in what they do. It's very rewarding to work with them.
Oh, a dog with a job is extremely happy. And you've got several different types of dogs. I mean, you see a lot of Labrador Retrievers doing this kind of work, but you also have a Golden Doodle.
Yes,
yes.
Leela's a Golden Doodle. She has a jump alert, so that's something you'll notice about Leela. We have Carrie, he's a black lab. Carrie is going to do a bark alert for us. And then we have a Hogan, who's a yellow lab, and he's going to sit at his subject.
Interesting. Now, who chooses what the alert is? Does the dog decide that, or do you train that?
There's a little bit of both going on. For instance, I have a German Shepherd, so I wouldn't want my German Shepherd to jump on me.
Truly.
Leela is a little bit smaller, so she can do a jump alert. So once we start working with the dogs, we see kind of what they want to do, and then we work on that discipline and train them from there.
How long do you think it takes from start to finish to get a search and rescue dog certified air scent dog?
About a year.
A year, very good. Of several hours a week.
Yes, yes. We train, as a group, we train twice a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. And it's a dedication.
Yeah.
You have to be dedicated.
For sure.
But it's a lot of fun, and it's very rewarding, and it's very relaxing just to be around the dogs.
Oh, I bet. You get to be out in nature.
And you get to be out on a day like this. How can you
and
beat
have
that?
an amazing purpose. Dogs are incredible at search and rescue. I mean, a couple of things. They're not limited like humans are. They can see at night. They can still smell at night, whereas we're not quite so good at things at night. They can find people buried in the snow.
Yes.
Which is something I couldn't do. They have such an amazing ability to find people that it's just so wonderful that Yavapai County has this search dog
We
unit.
are very fortunate, and we have 20 dogs on our team, which is a very large team.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate to have that. And you know, research says that dogs are as good as 10 human searchers. One dog.
Wow.
So it's a really very effective tool.
That is amazing. Can you say just in the last year, how many times have you guys been called out?
We are called out usually about a dozen times per year. Now, so far this year, I think we've been called out once. We've been called out 3 times.
It's only 8 weeks into the year.
Well, yeah, it's still early.
Wow, you've been called 3 times in the past 8 weeks. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't help that our weather is so fabulous here in Arizona.
Our weather is amazing.
Yeah.
We're so lucky.
I bet. And finding hikers. That's what we're going to do today, is find a hiker.
Yes.
There's a lost child hiking in the woods, and you guys are going to find her today. And we get to watch. That's just so cool.
That is cool.
If you want to check out the website, very cool website. It's ycsrt.org. See, it rhymes. It's very easy for you to remember. If you go on the website, you can find everything out about the Search and Rescue Organization in Yavapai County. There's a special segment for the Search Dog Unit. You can click on that and see pictures of you guys in action, hear about the dogs and all that. And if you want to become a Search and Rescue Dog Team Unit member, you can go there and it tells you what you need. I mean, what are some of the requirements for just the dog to be this? It's not just any dog can do this.
That's correct. The dog has to be a certain height, 14 inches at the shoulders. The dog has to show a high drive.
Sashay
so
on
it has
over
to
to
really
mine.
be
There we
motivated
go.
to work.
Right, so not a lazy dog.
Yeah, it has to be friendly with other animals and with humans. And then it just, you know, has to progress in the training appropriately.
Sure.
And we are just about going to roll out a program where we will also be adding backers to our team as well, which is great because you have the handler, the dog, and then you have a backer.
Oh, wow. So you need more volunteers then.
Always, always. And there's
my
many
gosh.
different units as well.
True.
But the search dog team, of course, I'm favorable to that team.
Yeah, of course.
but all of the units are amazing, and they're just really good at what they do.
Right, and we really, really need you guys. I mean, they estimate several million people come hiking here every year. And, you know, a few of them get lost for sure. And a little bit quick about the human handler side. What requirements are needed from a human standpoint?
Well, you have to love being outdoors. You have to love being around the dogs. You have to have a level of commitment to the team and the hours spent. You also have to have some skills in navigation. We use a GPS unit. We use communications. You have to be somewhat physically fit so that you're able to hike. Some of our terrain is pretty rough out there. So you want to be in good physical condition.
Sure.
And just really a desire to do the job.
Right, yeah. I mean, how exciting is that, and what a great purpose. So check out ycsrt.org. That's the website for all kinds of really good stuff, everything you need to know about the Yavapai County Search and Rescue Team and the Search Dog Unit. Rose Ortiz, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing us how everything works, and thank you, Hoagie and Leela, and we appreciate everyone. And don't go away, because we'll be right back.
Hello, Mr. Hopkins. This is Sue from Disaster Relief. We're calling neighbors statewide to get help for storm victims. Children, lost parents, homes. You can. Oh, thank you. But could you send the money now? The need is urgent. We so appreciate you. It means so much, but it has to be now. It has to be cash. No credit cards, checks, just cash.
The moment they ask for immediate cash is the moment you know something's wrong. Think before you send money. Learn more at scamawareness.org.
And William Eaton, everyone. This is wonderful. I loved how suddenly you turned that into a piano.
Well, it's got some magic in it. You know, this instrument's a lot of fun to play. Actually, this piano is made because these pickups here allow the strings to send information, pitch information, everything to this little black box down here. And if I push buttons here, it can sound like a
banjo. A banjo and a bass at the same time.
Well, a banjo and a bass at the same time. Almost any sampled sound.
Wow.
that you can imagine. And sometimes, for example, I might dial in some, you know, percussion sounds and
Wow.
and maybe even loop it.
Wow. It's amazing. Can you see all these foot pedals? Oh, good.
So now
These are
it's
amazing.
just like a live recording. It's looped, and I can add.
Wow. This is the most sophisticated musical instrument in the world.
Well, maybe one of them. So by doing it with the loops, you can add layers.
Wow. And angels singing, pianos, banjos, all stuffed into one.
All those sounds. Then the other neck, well, something's happening, is an electric neck, and it has some interesting properties because I can touch buttons, and there's a computer built in here.
Oh.
So if I strum the strings and push a button,
Oh. Wow.
it retunes it in real time. So there's a note, and I can tune it up to a tuning that's now the same as this note there. So
wow.
It's kind of an interesting thing, and I'll show you the back of this because it's kind of interesting visual.
It's a work of art.
And there's a
look
computer.
at that.
So this dedicated computer moves servo motors inside here, and those servo motors are connected to each string, and they rotate clockwise and counterclockwise. They're tied to a threaded rod, and that's how the genius of putting this together. Now, the gentleman that designed this lives in Fort Collins, Colorado. I saw his guitar being played by, or one of his devices played by Jimmy Page. I said, I've got to have one of those.
Right.
So I designed this guitar around that concept so that you can just tune strings automatically.
Wow.
And since I use open tunings, that's pretty cool. And then it has harp strings as well. So lots of possibilities.
Absolutely. It's amazing.
And this guitar, by the way, was built at Roberto Venn School, where I'm the director of the school, the founder. 40-year anniversary this year.
Oh, congratulations.
And we have our first student from Cottonwood in our present class. His name's Skylar Michaels.
Wow.
Devin Michaels. People in the community probably know Devin. His son is attending, and we need more luthiers in Cottonwood. So if anybody's out there and interested in making guitars, visit robertoven.com. Check out our school, and we've been teaching for 40 years, 2,200 graduates.
Wow.
And it's been a fascinating journey for me to see all these graduates go out there. We have managers in Fender and Gibson and vice president at Gibson and senior research design engineer at Fender, and some of the best guitar makers in the world, Michi Matsuda and Michael Bernick from the school, and Jason Kostel. A long list, over 200 what I would call really notable grads that are making a huge impact on the industry. So.
Well, speaking of a huge impact on the industry, I mean, you yourself, my friend, have done amazing things for this industry.
I've kind of made a niche. Each instrument I make is a one of a kind, and it's kind of to their own taste. But I really enjoy imagining things and drawing them out, and then finding the woods. This one is very unique with the wood choices because. As I showed you on the back, there's yellow satin wood and purple heart wood and blood wood and the Osage orange. So there's a lot of different colors in this instrument.
It's just beautiful, absolutely. And the design on it, what do you call this particular instrument?
This is a double neck harp guitar.
Wow.
So, and I brought another guitar that I could show you.
Great.
And I'll just
a little simpler version.
It's a little simpler version. Kind of. You notice there are some similarities.
True. Yes.
These were both designed with the idea of inspiration from the first stringed instrument, a shaman's bow or hunter's singing bow. And if you look at the design, for example, you can see the motif of a bow.
Look at that.
So the very first stringed instruments that were made were, now ethnomusicologists don't know exactly.
Yeah.
But we do know that people were playing, using harps, bow harps to pluck, and then they started putting gourds on them and added to them. So this is kind of I guess you could call this an updated version.
A very updated version.
Hunter singing bow.
Wow.
And this one is called an electric harp guitar. It has also an interesting kind of carving on the back. And this is one of 3. Designed this with the idea of what would an electric harp guitar band sound like?
Oh, fun!
So we now, there's an electric harp guitar group, EGG, E-H-G-G. And that's myself and Anthony Mazzella and Fitzhugh Jenkins. And so
wonderful group of amazing musicians.
These players are good friends, and I've been a fan of their work for many years, so it's kind of fun to sit in with them.
I bet.
And in our earlier conversation, I was announcing the electric harp guitar group, who will be at Old Town Center for the Arts on April 16th.
Yes.
So
yes, you got to check that out.
Wanted to bring this one in too, just to show. But
that's great. Well, thank you for that. It's nice to see 2 different pieces of your work. Your work is amazing. The music that you make is amazing. Check out Old Town Center for the Arts.org and also william-eaton.com. Of course, if you type William Eaton onto the internet, musician, make sure you put musician, because there was 1 or 2 more of you during
I think
history.
There's a lot of William Eatons.
There's a lot of William Eatons, but William Eaton musician, so william-eaton.com. You're going to play again for us. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks. Really appreciate you sharing your beautiful music with us.
Thanks so much, Jennifer.
And really appreciate you all watching. Thank you very much. Make sure you check out our Facebook page. You can also go to Verde Valley TV anytime and check out the show there. Click on the Verde Valley Experience and you'll be there. I'll see you next time.